we're trying to figure out what to say here, because we're in a country that's very divided right now, and people are at each other's throats even. And we're thinking about our own community and how pleased we are that we come together, people of all sorts of different ideas, and we set our swords down and we make peace with each other. And how do we do that, and what can we learn from that? What do you think about that?
Well, it's difficult. We were just discussing, we're trying to get started in the forefront. What's at the forefront of my mind right now is the upcoming election and politics right now and how divided the country is. And I know I'm not alone in that. I hope that the election is on everybody's mind right now, to tell you the truth. And I would love to get into that, but we also have to be careful, because we don't want to ever offend anybody or well, no, that's not true. It's okay to sometimes offend people.
It is okay,
but you also want to make sure that you're
I do that all the time.
You're still respectful of each other and each other's thoughts and values and focuses. I was bringing up the fact that at Bet Shalom you try especially to keep politics out of the synagogue life as much as possible, yet you were pointing out that in certain classes, politics will come up and viewpoints will come up, and people feel free and comfortable to share their ideas and perspectives, knowing that they're in a safe space, that hopefully they won't be judged or...
When you go to a class, and we have so many of them, and new ones popping up all the time, we know that that's the place to explore ideas and to disagree with each other, and people sign up for that in a framework of respect. And also there's we juxtapose that with the Shabbat experience, where people, when they come to services on Shabbat, they're tired from all the news, and they're tired from the week, and they don't want to argue. They don't want to get deeper and deeper into their own
Some people do
trenches. Some people do.
Or maybe they don't realize that it's good to take a break from it.
Exactly. I mean, some people think they want to, but nobody ever feels better from arguing with people, especially on Shabbat. If they get into I don't mean a discussion where we're learning from each other, but nobody feels good when they hurt somebody.
That's true.
And so that's what I mean.
I hope.
So, I mean, one of the things that guides this principle is not to separate yourself from the community. And Al tifrosh min hatzibur, which is what our famous Rabbi Hillel said in the Mishnah. And how can you not separate yourself from the community when the community is just made up in an organic way of all these people who are just deciding what their thoughts are? And then so it seems random almost what the community is thinking. And now I'm supposed to not separate from it? I'm supposed to embrace them and their stupidity?
Hey. Not stupidity.
Not stupidity.
It's a tough one. It's difficult. It's difficult right now, but I think it's important to keep in mind that we need to be respectful of each other, and we need to embrace each other and be supportive of each other, and understanding of where people come from, because we all come from different points of view and different experiences. I think I've said that before. But as much as we might disagree with each other, we still need to be for each other.
And I think one of the things that I see you do is do a lot of listening. You know, everything that somebody says, we can argue with it and disagree with it. We can pick it apart. But to be able to just look at a person and listen to what they're saying and where they're coming from, and it's their truth, and to acknowledge them. And I think once people feel that they're heard and that it's safe for them to share and that they're loved even by the people around them, then we can nuance that and say, well, did you think about it that way? Because then they start to listen to us as well.
Right. We also like to feel listened to.
We do.
And that's hard to do sometimes, and I think that, you know, we're still learning and hopefully working on that and becoming better listeners.
We really have a broad range of people, though, and some of the people have told me they've been to other places where they're judged immediately and they don't fit the litmus test of whatever philosophy is behind that group. And we try not to do that, even though you and I have very strong opinions and we have our ideas of the way things should be. We also remember that we didn't think exactly how we think 10 years ago. I mean, each one of us is always changing and reassessing. So we try to have empathy for others. In that same Mishnah, it says that that you shouldn't judge a person until you have stood where they stand. And I wonder, have we stood where other people? I mean,
Probably not.
so how can we judge? And that's really the thing. How can we feel it's all that guy's fault? You know, oh, they're so meshuggah, you know, it's all their fault, it's all their fault. How about let's listen to each other, let's come together, let's
Right.
make a difference.
Or how can they believe that?
How can they believe that?
How can they support that? There's usually reason behind all of it.
And if we're all created in the reflection of the divine, then each one of us takes a little piece of that, and if you put us all together, we're able to come up with a better solution. None of us really has all the answers, even though we think we do. So on this Erev Shabbat, we're really challenging you to listen to each other and to just bite your tongue and realize that the people that are around you are people. They're people. And let's be dignified to each other. Let's honor each other. Maybe we'll even eat together at some point, which really takes the sting off of some of these conversations if you can break bread together. And we've done that with people outside of the Jewish community who think differently from us, whether they're from different religious traditions, Christians and Muslims. It's the hardest thing sometimes to get along with Jews who are we're supposed to be one people, but we're a divided people and we need to heal.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.